Hey guys, it's Terry. So I've been having this weird issue with the Propeller 2 where I'm starting to work with the smart pins. And one of the things that I wanted to do was drive a small organic LED display. Um, it's a 5-wire configuration that accepts um, uh, basically synchronous serial in. So it has a clock, you have a data line, it has a couple other lines, but that's the only parts that I'm working on right now. I've come across just a really strange thing that's happening with it. So let me go ahead and show you um, what's happening here. So um, this is supposed to be what the waveform. Actually, this is what is wrong. um, these are the most significant bits that it's outputting. Here's our clock. We're supposed to have two ones and a zero, or two ones, zeros, and a one. This is supposed to be flip-flopped. It should be the most significant bit first, which would be a 1, another 1, then several zeros, and then end in a 1. And we have the opposite of that. And it's really strange because there's no consistency to the way that this is working. So let me go ahead and show you what we've got going on here. I've essentially reduced any extra connections over to the P2. So right now, I just have this ribbon cable that goes down and connects to my probes right here. And that's just the data line and the clock line. And I have the data line set up on this probe right here that we'll be able to monitor on the scope. And I went ahead and added the additional power just to make sure we don't have any weird power things going on. So I've tried to eliminate everything that can be causing this. Something I noticed is most of the time Peanut, the loader that is the official loader for the P2ES, works most of the time. I cannot get it to work on Spin2 GUI at all. I've never seen it come up and work correctly with Spin2 GUI, which uses the Fast Spin compiler. So right now it's in the wrong configuration. Let me flip back over this way so that you can. Let's pull it over here. And let's increase that so that you guys can get a good feel for it. Okay, see, we've got a high line coming out. And this program, we should be having 0 volts most of the time. Right now it's pulled high. Let me go ahead and load it on here. There we go. It's high, and you can see the little flash of data that's coming across about once every second. Currently it's running at 20 megahertz, and it's running, it's not running the PLL, so it's just running off of the RC fast configuration, which is 20 megahertz for the clocking. And let me flip back over here. I will gather some data with the logic analyzer. And let me stretch it out. All right, so going in here, it is incorrect. This is not what it should look like. It should look the opposite of this, and this line should be low. So what I'm going to do is, I've noticed if I just save the file and then I immediately turn around, compile it, and load it. We flip back over to the overhead here. You can see now this is low and the data is popping up high. If we flip back over, and we do a capture, and we look at our data, this is what I would expect. High, high, low, 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 high, which should be a hexadecimal C1, which is what we have programmed here for our data that we're sending out. Now, if I go ahead, flip it back over on the overhead, I think there's probably a pretty good chance that if I go ahead and load this on here, see if there's a way that I can display that here. There does not appear to be a good way to do that. Nope, no good there. Aha. Okay, there we go. Not ideal, but you guys can kind of see it there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and run this thing. I'm just going to do a compile and load. Alright, that time it went correctly. Hey! Second time I did it, it jumped up here. And if I do a file and I do a save, and I load it, it jumps down. Compile and run. And it jumped back up. So after a few times it comes back up. Now I have not been able to get that thing to work at all with Spin 2 GUI. And you know, I just don't know what to think about it, because it's flaky and I don't know why, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's bizarre. I mean, I've removed everything that could be on here that would be causing any type of flakiness. I mean, it is completely, you know, stock, out of the box. Nothing. I haven't even changed jumpers on this thing. You know, the only thing I've ever done is change this dip switch so that I can boot off of SD card. Now, here's the other thing is I loaded this program onto an SD card. And if I put the SD card in, and I restart, look at that. Every time, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I can show you what that looks like on a screen capture, so, or on a logic capture. There we go. And that's just wrong. It's completely wrong. So I can never get it to boot correctly from SD. I can never get it to boot correctly from Spin2 GUI. And occasionally, I can get it to work correctly by loading it from Peanut. Oh, yeah, Peanut's not happy because I booted off of SD. Okay. Go ahead and remove that. Flip our jumper back, or our diff switch back down. And compile and run. And that's wrong. Compile and run. Hey, look, it's right. It's now low with the data jumping high. Compile and run. It's going to be right every time from now on. Look at that. Do a full reset on it. Compile and run. And it's wrong! So let me go ahead and get a capture here of it being wrong so you guys can see what that looks like. So you can see that it's high, and zooming in on it. There we go, it's wrong. Compile and run. Now it's right. Went down to 0. Gathering data with the logic analyzer. There we go. Now it's correct. It's the way that it's supposed to be. So I don't know what it is, guys. I'm at a complete loss, and I'm going to post this to the forum. Maybe someone can tell me what I'm doing wrong, but I can't. I'm getting inconsistent results, and I don't know why. It's kind of maddening. I don't know. I'm at a loss. No one else on the forum that has looked at this has been able to replicate this problem. So maybe I've just got a marginal chip. I don't know. I have had a little bit of flakiness. There's weird stuff that happens with the lights on boot up. So like I got a couple of lights there whenever I reset, and then they eventually go out whenever you program it. Does the same thing. Oh, look, and it come up wrong. Again, I don't know why. And there we go, and it's right. And these lights will eventually go out. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just frustrated, and the only time I get to work on this stuff is usually after 10 o'clock at night, and not exactly at my best at that point. So, man, if you guys have any idea what it could be, I would appreciate it. I'd like to get this mystery solved. So, thanks, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye.